have a question about conversion to Judaism for you. Would you do it? Now, don't sit back, the rest of you who were born Jewish, and thinking, oh, this has nothing to do with me. I actually mean you. Would you do it? I'm sure all the people not born Jewish who are sitting with us here tonight have given this question consideration already. Some have said to themselves, I love my Jewish partner, and raising my children Jewish has become just as important to me now as it is to my partner. So what would being Jewish mean to me? Could I change that large part of my identity without changing myself? And some of us have asked, contributing to this Jewish community has become a part of my life, and the time I spend here at the synagogue is so important to me. And the friendships and conversations that I have with some members, they become so close to my heart. So am I closer and closer to feeling Jewish every day? Or there are those of us who are seekers, searchers, not realizing at first that our Jewish journey was a Jewish journey, but have found shared meaning and values, comfort and support within the Jewish texts and the music and the prayers. And we have asked ourselves, is Judaism what I've always needed? In my study of Torah and in the prayer book now, finally, do I recognize my own face mirrored back at me? And of course, some have answered this conversion question with no. No, I don't feel that way. I'm strongly identified as someone else, as part of something not Jewish. So I'm not ready, not yet, or maybe not ever, to go there. It doesn't call me. I don't feel it. I don't want it. That isn't who I am or how I see myself. And that's okay too. You may think I'm going to call you out on the carpet tonight to cajole or beg or complain or just give a look and say, "No?" And you might not want to ask a Jew sitting near you, what does new mean? And half of them may not be able to tell you. Never feel bad or overestimate your lack of Jewish knowledge. There are so many Jews from birth that know very little about Jewish prayer, Hebrew, Yiddish, Torah. And unlike you, who have a great excuse for asking questions, some of them have simply not been paying attention. But that's a different sermon. The important thing here is not to answer, yes, I would convert, or no, I would never do that, that is crazy. The important thing in Judaism is to ask the questions, to consider. And when you are considering that, here's an easier question. At what decade do you think saw the highest rates of conversion in the American Jewish community? I mean conversion to Judaism. You've probably heard more about Jews converting to Christianity in the 18th, 19th, 20th century, mostly in the 19th. But what about the opposite, runs for our team, so to speak? When did the most Americans convert to Judaism? According to Jack Wertheimer, professor of American Jewish History at JTS, the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York, conversion to Judaism in America was at its highest rate in the 1970s and the early 1980s, which is higher than ever before or ever since. And it's not hard to understand the social trends that were underlying that. People were socializing so much more outside of their own communities, and suddenly Jews didn't seem so different, and dating Jews wasn't even so scandalous to some people. And who cared what parents thought anyway? But Jews still cared, and they strongly pushed conversion, and synagogue membership would be an issue, and rabbis would not do your wedding. Everyone said that your children weren't Jewish if your wife wasn't. So in many interfaith couples, a partner converted to Judaism. And then the rates of conversions sharply dropped in the mid-80s, and Wertheimer blames the new initiatives by the Reform movement in the 1980s toward greater hospitality. And in his article in Shema about conversion, he actually put quotes around the word hospitality too. Hospitality. Which makes it seem sort of sinister. I had thought hospitality was a Jewish value, one that Abraham practiced when he, invited the men of God to eat with him in his tent. But I guess there's this dark side, too, to hospitality to Wertheimer, which means that if you show hospitality, non-Jews in relationship with us might actually begin to feel comfortable. Maybe they feel they belong here with us. Maybe even feel that we value their contributions. So Wertheimer writes that the new acceptance of patrilineal descent and including non-Jewish spouses as active participants in Reform synagogue life provided a major disincentive to conversion for why convert if one already virtually enjoyed all of the privileges of being Jewish. I hope it's clear from what I've said that I completely appreciate all the work that's done in our synagogue and the commitments made to Hebrew school and religious school by all our members and our parents, non-Jewish and Jewish alike. But what is support and acceptance by the rabbi and fellow members? Is that keeping anyone from converting? That might, but they don't feel they need to? Would you convert, you born Jews, if anyway you had all the privileges of being Jewish? A statement that's not often made in history. And you could access them if you didn't have to go through with it to convert. I'm wondering here if perhaps there are two gaps, chasms between Wertheimer and ourselves on this issue, which are making it hard for us to hear him. So one of these, I think the first one, is that we can read into his anxiety a fear of non-halakhically Jewish children thinking of themselves as Jews, maybe other people thinking of them as Jews, marrying them. And that's sort of ironic to me, actually, if we step back and think, because usually we hear that children of mixed marriages, well, they won't even be interested in Judaism, and Judaism is going to die out. So here we have all these people wanting to be Jews, and, oh, they're not good enough. So I guess it's possible to be fearful of both of those things at once, if you're Wertheimer. But second, what am I sympathetic to? Reading between the lines of Wertheimer's words is his fear that enjoying those privileges of being Jewish without converting means fair weather friends. Now, I don't think that parents dropping kids off, picking them up twice a week, checking on the homework, paying the dues and tuition, and all the other commitments that I see from people who are part of our community, these are not easy. It is truly demanding to maintain ties to Jewish life, and I respect that. I am not sure how to describe those privileges that one gains from the end results of doing all of these things for children, for our synagogue life. And I feel them, though. I feel these are privileges that I get back, and I hope that everybody out there does too. I want you to feel the privilege of your hard work, and conversion ceremony or no. But to support the notion of conversion and its truly special place in Jewish life, maybe we can look at the official conversion ceremony this way. It's like a life pledge of unwavering commitment to the Jewish people in good times and in bad. In her words of conversion, Ruth, which is Judaism's most beloved convert, she pledges to Naomi, her mother-in-law, "Your people are my people, and your God is my God." And Ruth says this as she leaves behind her home, her family, everything she has ever known, and she travels to Israel to begin a new life. And Abram, who's considered the first convert by the rabbis, made a similar commitment to God, and he and Sarah journeyed from the land of his birth to Israel, building altars all over the land. And they even continued with their conversions. They received their Hebrew names, which contained the name of God in them, and they became Abraham and Sarah. And they went through with it, and they even knew that their descendants were going to be slaves in the land of Egypt for 400 years. And it was important to them, and they went through with it, good or bad, good times or bad times ahead. And so conversion in the Torah means this wrenching away from the old, all you have ever been, all the former expectations of your life, to literally journey forth to a new land, Israel. Throw in your fate with an entire new people, the Jewish people, no matter what, and be supported by them, no matter what. Whether you are called to Judaism because study of Torah has infused your life with greater meaning, or you are called by ties of love to the Jews in your life, this conversion is like a wedding, a ceremony of love, commitment, and gratitude, which cannot be reversed or broken. So, again, I'm asking the whole community, could you make this commitment to the Jewish people? If you aren't Jewish yet and you're answering yes, so what are you waiting for? New? Come and see me. And if you're Jewish already and you feel a call of commitment to the Jewish people, then there's a way to bring yourself even closer to Judaism through the first task expected from converts to Judaism, which is study. I challenge you to a program of intensive study to learn more than you know now, about the history, the texts, the practices of Judaism. And this Jewish value is called Torah Lishma, the study of Torah for its own sake. And we expect that this love of Torah will pervade the required study of our conversion classes. And I hope it can pervade your life too, and make it more rich and meaningful. And I would love to call you, the Jews who were born Jews, to journey to a new land of Torah, as it has been studied by your Jewish ancestors, with care and love and diligence, bringing all who study with open minds and hearts to a new appreciation of what it means to be a Jew.